Hi everyone, my name is Samantha Schultz with PlanningPerfectVacation.com, and I'm here today to tell you about the top 5 mistakes that people make when booking travel on their own. They may actually really surprise you. So the first one is having too short of a connection. So a lot of times people will book a flight, a lot of times the cheapest ones might have that really short, tight connection, and they think, I'll be fine, I'll just run through the airport. But what a lot of people don't realize is that sometimes you don't have control about when you land, when you get off the plane, and how long that whole process takes. So number 2, not reading all of the fine print. So sometimes those great deals that you find online, the ones that maybe seem a little too good to be true, really important to read that fine print to make sure you know exactly what you're getting. Oftentimes there's things in there that you may not realize. Okay, so number 3, not budgeting for all travel related expenses. So kind of going back to that fine print, there's sometimes some hidden fees that a lot of people don't realize, such as hotel and resort fees that aren't paid until you actually check out. So while you may think you know the price going into a trip, it often can turn into something else later on. Number 4, picking the wrong dates. This happens a lot when people choose airfare. So really knowing what your check-in and what your checkout date is, especially when you're dealing with different time zones and maybe even some red-eye flights. That's often a common mistake. And lastly, number 5, entering the wrong name. Maybe thinking, how would they not write their or enter their name correctly? Well, if your driver's license or your identification card has a name written one way and your passport has your name written a different way, it's really important that you book a trip with the name of the ID that you're going to be using and that you need to use throughout the trip. So making sure that you check, does it have a first, middle, and last, or just a first and middle, or maybe just a first, middle, initial, and a last name? Make sure you check on those things. Again, those are the 5 most common mistakes that people make when booking travel on their own. I want to make sure you don't make them in the future.